Hold on, let me...
Hey, Colin, are you okay?
That's what the show is called now. How to make sure your friends stay alive from far away. Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm doing okay. Rebecca and I, she's about to head out for about a week. So we got some Popeyes.
Ooh.
And I'm sleepy because of it. So that's fine. That's all that experience was. How are you doing?
Well, I got a double whammy because not only did I eat a calzone for dinner, which was a mistake because I didn't just get classic like pepperoni calzone. I got like sausage and onions, and the onions they just put in raw, and so it was not the best experience.
No, you gotta.
I ate a calzone for dinner, and I had to wake up at 4:45 for work today. So
those sound like both of those bad experiences.
Both of them tiring for sure.
Yeah. I'm good for a lo-fi episode after what has honestly been not a super lo-fi month. So
yeah.
I'm
I mean the main thing that I'm doing is I'm still super grateful. So I had to fly to Colorado for a family funeral a couple weeks ago.
And boy, are your arms tired.
Boy, howdy. Childcare situation fell through, wasn't great. Maria accidentally took time at the wrong time. It's fine. It all worked out. Because yours truly, Colin and Rebecca, drove downstate 2 or some hours to watch my baby for like 3 days so that Charles and I could work and then I could go to a family funeral. So
yeah.
Thanks for that.
we have seen each other for the first time since we strutted with the peacocks. It has been that long.
Yeah, that's true.
This is the first we saw each other for the first time since the zoo and since Bim Bam Live.
Oh God, which feels like both 6 months ago and maybe an eternity.
It does.
I can't tell which.
Yeah, the perception of time over the pandemic. I think a lot of people have said like it feels like no time has passed at all, but also like it does feel like everything that happened before the pandemic was in a different millennium.
Yeah. It really does.
It's kind of insane. We'll say, though, didn't totally feel like it'd been that long because we have been chatting every month, so go
That's
figure.
True.
The conceit of this kind of works. Like, we showed up and, like, Rebecca and Charles, they, one, didn't know each other very well, and two, like, Rebecca doesn't know you as well. Charles doesn't know me as well. So with them, there was a lot of like getting up to speed, and you and I were immediately just like, "Oh, you're still dealing with that, huh?" Yeah. Like we were just already on the same wavelength. Rebecca was asking you questions about the baby. I'm like, "No, Ellie doesn't eat that." And so I was just able to. So it's kind of a weird mix of things, but it was a lovely time. You have a lovely home. It was very, very hot while we were there. Thought we were going to take the kid outside, but I did realize I was supposed to keep it alive. So didn't do that very much.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because she really loves being outside, but it was like in the high 90s during the day. Yeah.
And I have friends in Arizona. So me complaining about high 90s does feel very much like, Northeast privilege, but...
Yes, but also high 90s in Arizona is a dry heat, which genuinely is different from this muggy nonsense that we get.
It is different. It's still bad. I've been down there.
It's still hot, yeah.
It's still... When you step outside from an air-conditioned location, it does physically feel like a membrane, whether or not it is dry.
Yeah,
it is exceptionally bad. But I did not let up on my workout routine while I was there, which was interesting because Fridays are days I usually work out super hard, and I did not have any of my weights or bikes or equipment. So I woke up, tried to go for a run. Well, it was cool. All my electronics said it was cool outside, and they're all liars.
Yeah.
Because the second I stepped into the sun, it was high 90s, whether my phone said so or not. It was bad.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Ellie went down for a nap, I started doing HIIT in the living room with high intensity interval training, because that's cardio, and I didn't have a bike. So I was like, let me do more cardio. But because we work from home, specifically your home, we brought our computers with us, and Rebecca's computer needs to be hardlined into whatever router she's using. And that router is in your living room. Usually, she leaves me alone when I exercise because when I exercise, I get angry. I don't like exercising, And she didn't get this until recently when I like did a workout that was rough, and then I started just like hitting stuff with a towel. She's like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "I'm mad." And like she finally understood I wasn't angry at her. I'm just like, I know that this is not the right way to describe it, but I'm physically angry. Like I feel it in my muscles. So I'm jumping around your living room like a goddamn idiot while your kid's trying to sleep upstairs, and Rebecca's sitting there just repeating what the hit instructor is saying on the TV. It's like, jump a little higher, and she's like, Colin, you gotta jump higher. I'm like, fuck off and die. I'm like, can't breathe, trying not to like sweat up your whole house.
That's tremendous.
Otherwise, it was a lovely time.
Well, if you ever have to come down here again, we have a full gym set up in the garage now. So Charles finally finished the gym. So we've got a weight rack, free weights. The bike is in there. We've got space. It's all, masked down on the ground. There's mirrors so you can watch your form. It's like pretty peak.
On one hand, I want to react to that saying like, that's cool as shit. On
But
the
you're
other
real
hand,
mad. Yeah, I know.
after the story I just told, I'm like, what the fuck, Laura? What the fuck?
Yeah, sorry, we couldn't get that done sooner.
That's fine.
I think they actually finished it. You left on Friday night. They finished it on Saturday.
Motherfucker. That fucking sucks. That sucks so bad. All right,
sorry.
It's fine. Now I've gotten
just
used to
incentive to come back.
Yeah, our what is it? Former coworker. I'm still pretty good friends with her, Jessie, who has also moved away and had a child. She's very into fitness, and recently we started swapping Apple Fitness Plus workouts. She's recovering from having a kid a few months ago, and I'm recovering from not doing any exercise for 26 years. So it's just been kind of like healthy to send that stuff back and forth. So with some of her encouragement, I have been doing a little more HIIT stuff and finding HIIT exercises that don't exhaust me. That said, I still don't want to do them. So if we ever end up at your place again, I will be in the garage. Thank you, please.
Yeah.
Yes. No,
yes,
otherwise it was a really nice time. It was your daughter is so fucking chill.
Yeah.
Like Rebecca gave me some
yeah. Like today she wasn't. She only took one nap this morning and then wouldn't refuse to nap again. So she basically literally screamed her head off for an hour and 20 minutes, even after I took her out of the crib, and she just yelled in my face for a while. She only calmed down when I started feeding her ricotta cheese.
She's from Jersey, all right.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you telling me wonderful things about my daughter.
No, really, she's a delight. Rebecca, like the whole, like leading up to it, she kept stressing about stuff. I'm like, there's going to be 2 to 4 adults at all times. Our jobs are very low requirement. Like, it's fine. And she's like, yeah, but you with a kid. I'm like, I'm good with kids. Don't worry about it. She has kids. And, like, I'm good with those kids. But I guess she never seen me with a baby.
Yeah.
And when we were actually there, like, she's obviously more skilled with childcare. So she volunteered to do, like, a lot more of the heavy lifting. But, like, I put her down for nap when I could and stuff like that. I watched her when it was just, I fed her. It's all this stuff. But, like, Rebecca did get a little jealous at one point because Ellie wanted to hang out with me.
Yeah.
A lot. And, like constantly giving me attention and stuff like that. So I was kind of like, I told you. She's like, oh, no, you said you were good with kids. No, what you mean is kids love you. I'm like, yeah okay, I guess those are 2 different things. Yeah. That makes sense.
That is
But got along swimmingly with your daughter.
Great.
I told Charles this. I don't know if I told you this. But we were feeding her. You are right. She does eat quite a bit for something this smaller than my pillows. Smaller than my cats, honestly.
Weird but true, yeah.
Yeah, this is a small creature that does consume a pretty decent amount of food. Definitely not as much as a me, but certainly as much as a Rebecca. And we're feeding her stuff. And she's like just not that jazzed about the chicken and vegetables. And after a a poop incident that Rebecca dealt with, and to be fair, Rebecca did not tell me about the incident until after she had taken care of it. So I didn't even get the chance to help.
It did sound like a real bad one.
It sounded real bad. So she was like, I'm going to give her a banana to help, smooth things out a little bit. Yeah.
Yep.
Not smooth things out. That's the opposite of what we were trying to do. But she was... the whole time, like, Ellie is, just from my observation, extremely close to words a lot of the time, she's almost got some words. She's definitely like picking up what we're putting down, but she's not. She's putting some stuff down, but we aren't picking it up.
That's a good way of putting it.
We're really close. But I will tell you, when Rebecca started peeling that banana, your daughter turned, went wide-eyed, and went, banana. 100%. She wouldn't stop grunting, and then she went, banana. So while that's still not technically the word banana, the concept of banana has penetrated this child's mind in a profound way.
She really does love bananas.
At more than one point, she did rip the spoon out of my hand to feed herself the banana.
Yeah.
She understands how to put the spoon in her mouth. She does not understand how to put the food on the spoon.
She's getting better, though, I have to say.
She got it a couple times. I ended up, scooping the bowl around the spoon to get the food on it for her. But she, she would fail at getting banana in. So happy to fail at something. She was really enjoying fucking it up super bad the whole time. I've never seen someone love being that shitty at something. And she's trying to eat it and fucking it up. And I'm like, hey kid, I know how to use spoons. Trust me, I'm a pro. Let me take this spoon. And no, don't take the spoon. That seems obvious in hindsight. She didn't want help. This is about her growth and her banana experience, not me helping her out. So I did her no favors, and I just gave her back the spoon, and I was just like, I'm just going to sit here till you're done, which is going to take 5 years, but okay.
Yep.
But otherwise, super chill. She really only bawled a lot, one time. And Rebecca gave me shit because I was immediately like, I'm putting in my AirPods just for the noise cancel, just to turn down the volume. I understand that humans are react to these sounds very sharply because that's how kids incentivize you to take care of them. But I'm like, I understand what's happening. I don't need the red alert reminder in my brain. The sound is enough, so let me just dial that down a bit. But I only did that once because she only cried once. And the rest of the time, it was just a lot of close calls with her trying to leapfrog off the couch. She really, really wants to stick the landing, and I just refuse to let her.
So Charles and I took her to the beach the other day because my in-laws usually rent a house, and it's an hour and a half away from us, and we couldn't stay for the night, but we were like, whatever, we'll drive down for the day. And Charles and I were both sitting on the couch with her, and she was doing the thing that she loves, where she stands up on the couch, and then she's standing and also leaning against the back of the couch and rolling a lot, and so she travels the couch up and down.
Yep.
She's a really big fan of that. And I went. I had forgotten to put on deodorant that morning, and I mentioned it on the ride up for whatever reason. I think I was just trying to make a point of where my brain was at. And then I took a shower after I got back from the beach because I put Ellie down for an afternoon nap, and everybody was still down at the beach. So I was like, oh, I'll shower while she's napping. It'll be nice. I won't have to worry about it later. And Charles had brought his deodorant, so I put some on. And we were sitting on the couch, and I was trying to get him to smell my armpit because I wanted to be like, I'm wearing your deodorant. But instead of just saying, hey, I put on your deodorant, I was like, you must smell my armpit. He was like, no. And all of a sudden, this was a split second, and all of a sudden we just hear crash. And Ellie did a fucking head dive off the couch and did a gymnastics roll. And thank God she rolled like that, because otherwise it would have been really bad. But and she is real top heavy, man. I mean, her head is 90% of her body weight, and so
she got a noggin on her. Yeah, I noticed that a lot. We spent a lot of time hanging out on the couch because that's just where I was sitting doing my work and stuff. But she'd be hanging on to the back cushions, and it looked like she was trying to stand up, but she was just kind of flopping around in place.
Yeah.
And I'm like, here, let me help you. So I just pick her and put her right side up. And I swear to God, she said to me, no, that's not what I'm doing, you idiot. Grab the couch and flip herself upside down again. I'm like, I am not smart enough to understand what this child wants. I don't get it.
No, we just let her do it. We usually just make a body barrier where we can make sure she doesn't fall off the couch. But we did not do that for literally
she did have
3 seconds.
I was very worried that I would be the one to mess something up when she got there. And this is no shame on you guys at all. But she had a scratch on her face. I'm like, anything I do is not going to look as bad as that scratch. So I'm fucking free and clear.
It was good timing for that.
It was very good timing for me. It was a perfect insurance policy.
Yeah.
But it was really nice to see you. We got to watch
Yeah.
the season premiere of Lower Decks.
That was so exciting. I was so happy to do that in person.
It was really fun. You and I have never gotten to do a new Trek together, aside from, I think, seeing the last Star Trek movie in theaters in 2016.
Yeah.
In fucking Palisades Mall IMAX, however long ago.
Oh, jeez. I literally forgot we even
I just said
did that.
2016. I know how long ago it was. Why would I say that? But no, it was really nice. We got to eat a fuck ton of bagels, which was nice. There were a lot of bagels.
I visited my parents recently before, and they live in a good bagel area.
Yeah, good bagel area. That's a title. What was it? I remember I was talking with you and Charles about what kind of bagels I enjoy, and everyone was kind of razzing on raisin bagels. I'm like, they're fine if you know what you want, but like the raisins, it's kind of like oatmeal raisin cookies versus chocolate chip. Like you got to know what you're getting into.
Yeah, if you think it's chocolate chip, you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, and like when people make onion bagels the right way, the onions are very charred and black, and it is kind of hard to differentiate. The next morning, I immediately started cutting open a raisin bagel, and I was just like, I'm just gonna not finish cutting it and put it back in the bag. Because fuck this.
Yeah.
I gave them the warning. They knew what I was about. I don't know who finished it, but I sure didn't.
You know, I think I was the one that finished that after I took a half a bagel and realized that it was saltier than the fucking ocean.
That's amazing. Because here's the thing. I love salt a lot. I get a lot of shit for it from a lot of people. But I love over-salting things. I will salt anything. And when people are like, this is too salty, I will say, I can't taste the salt. Happens constantly. Salt bagels are alien. I don't understand the salt density. I can handle a couple bites before my face starts vibrating.
Yep.
But usually that's because there's like really thick salt crystals. But what you had looked like a normal ass fucking bagel.
Yeah. You didn't think it was a salt bagel for a while. And I was like, no. I
looked at it. I'm like, Laura, you're a crazy person. How could this possibly be a salty bagel? It was maybe the saltiest bagel I've ever had. And I couldn't see, like, I don't think you saw this, but like after I took a few bites of it, I just started like looking really close out the outside of it. Like, where did they put it? I understand it's soluble, but that's bullshit. No, why can't it? Why would you do this to someone?
Yeah.
It's the same deceptive practices that raisins are involved in.
Yeah. Although what I think probably happened is that I got the bagels maybe like 2 days before. And so they were in a big, like brown paper bag all together. I think the salt just kind of like melted into the bagel. Cause I swear, like when I've seen the bagels before, you could see the salt on the outside. Yeah. I think it just kind of smushed into the rest of the bagels, and so you couldn't tell. But dear God, that was so salty.
It was very salty. I didn't even finish it after that.
Yeah.
It was so much. Excuse me, sorry. Popeyes is fighting me. But I'm trying to think if we like did anything else. I mean, it was babysitting. It was really nice to hang out and stuff. Yeah. But like, it was babysitting.
Yeah.
So we just kind of, you went to work and, you couldn't find your headphones. That was a big.
I couldn't find my headphones. We spent a long time looking for my noise canceling headphones, and then I almost concussed myself. Closing my trunk on my head.
You fucking slammed the trunk on your own head so loud. I didn't see it, but like I heard it and I looked up and you were just like so stunned, like at what happened. You were still recovering.
I had a bump on my head for 3 days.
Oof. That's rough.
It was bad.
Have you found them yet?
No. That's why I'm recording on my AirPods.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
They're probably at like work or something.
I'm going to find them when we move out of this house, and I'm going to be like, God fucking damn it.
I don't know. Maybe you just got to have me back over, because you guys were like, Ellie hid the soundbar remote on us. And I was like, it's in the couch, guys.
Yeah.
It was in the couch.
It was in the couch.
Granted, she likes to spend a lot of time on the back of the couch. So, you're not on video. No, you're fine. Yeah, I know. Rebecca's in the room and thought she was on video. I can put you on video.
No, please don't.
Okay. She says no. We don't record the video, so it's okay. Yeah. One big thing that happened while I was at your place is the game Hades.
Oh, yeah.
Dropped on Xbox Game Pass.
Did you play?
So I finally got to... Oh, yeah. I got to play a little bit while I was there. Not a lot, but enough to be like, I see what this is about. It's a roguelite, so... it's a genre I don't always love, but there are versions of it I love. It's essentially, you have to beat the whole game in one life. If you die, you go back to the beginning. But every time you go back to the beginning, you can level yourself up. Less than an hour ago, I completed my first clear of the game.
Ooh, how'd that feel?
So, felt pretty good. I haven't gotten to play a ton of it. I've been playing a lot over the last couple days, But like, I was down there with you for the weekend, so didn't get to play much of it then. Got back up here. It was the end of the season in Destiny, so that was kind of the priority, was just finishing some stuff there. But over the last 2-3 days, I've been able to put in some time, and it's so good.
Yeah.
It's such a good game. It's really fun. And I finally got through it once, and I was like, there can't be that much more to do. And then I unlocked like the other half of the game, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay. Because Charles told me, he's like, yeah, I put like 150 hours into it. I'm like, I put a lot of time into Dead Cells. I don't know how you could put that much time into Hades. I now understand how you could put that much time into Hades. So
yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, he really loves that game. I think it's been a while since he's played it, because he's really into it for a long time. But
it came out like a year ago. It just didn't come out on Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could buy it on the Switch or wait for it to eventually come to Game Pass. And I was right, and it did.
Yep.
It was worth the wait.
Yeah.
So that is a through line from my stay there that has finally resolved to a point. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This past, this whole month has been just, every week has had something unusual in it. Visiting my parents, and then having to go to Colorado, and the beach vacation, and
wow, what an unusual month. You got to go on a beach vacation. How hard for you?
It was not a vacation. I said that, and what I really meant was my one day off in a row, I took my whole family down to the beach and then had to drive both directions.
Why would anybody call that a vacation? They know that it's not a vacation for you. They just want to go to the beach, and they don't care what you got to do to get them there.
I mean, I call it a vacation to myself because I think I'm lying to myself about what it was. But it was a lovely day. I needed it to be a vacation. Don't take this from me, Colin.
It was such a lovely day that wasn't relaxing or enjoyable at all.
It was enjoyable. It was not relaxing. Charles and I had this discussion yesterday, which is fine. It was fine. Yeah. And then I had this work situation where I had to work at a different store. I was helping them do a bay setup this morning.
Gotcha.
So I had to get up super early. Sorry.
Don't be
I don't
sorry.
know. It's just this whole thing. Oh, and my best friend had her baby on Monday.
Hey, nice.
Yeah. That was part of the reason I almost concussed myself, because I saw that she called me and I needed to answer the phone in case she was in labor, and then that I almost really had an issue.
I remember you saying that. That did sort of bounce off my head because I was in full let me find the headphones mode for some reason. But
yeah, well, I appreciate you helping most of them. We did intend on recording an in-person episode while you were here, but there was not time.
Here's the thing. We could have made the time, but that was not going to happen.
It would not have been a good.
No, it would have been a bad time. On Thursday night, that was my first day of full Ellie duty all day, and I didn't sleep great that night. I slept fine Thursday night. Wednesday night when we got down there, I was up and down all night. I have no idea why, but the smallest sounds were waking me up, and I'm a sleepwalker and a sleep talker, but I was just waking up real easy. So come Thursday night, we didn't even talk about it, but I think we were both thinking this is not gonna happen.
Yeah.
When we finally got around to watching Star Trek, it was 9:30.
Yeah.
So by the time we were done watching Star Trek and eating dinner, it was 10. And we were like, let's just go to bed. And I think that was the right decision, because we were just able to enjoy what we could together.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really
we got this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though we could have recorded on Charles's setup, which you neglected to tell me exists. We're looking around his office for your headphones, and I look at his desk. I mean, he has a big gaming rig and a nice setup, and then I'm just like, that's at least $500 of audio equipment. And I'm looking at you like, why does he have that? And you're just like, I have no idea.
He has
and right now
to talk to his friends.
He said that I talked to him about some Pokemon stuff, which I really had to fake it through because I don't know shit about Pokemon, but he was really into it, and I'm like, I'm not going to upset this apple cart. I know the delicacy of these kinds of conversations. I'm not going to fuck it up. But he did mention that he was streaming a Pokemon thing. So I guess he does. You and I are going to figure out what he does with this microphone one day, and I think streaming is part of it. This is the new mystery.
He did do, so I know that he did he had a Twitch situation. I don't even know if he was doing it on his own account, but he was doing I think he streamed his Nuzlocke challenge.
That's what I was asking him about,
Yeah.
was if he did a Nuzlocke, because that's the only hardcore Pokemon thing I know anything about.
Thank you, Jeffrey, for explaining that to me. And then
It's the roguelite of Pokemon.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And then I know that he really wants to start recording some of his League videos and games, and then like make little like recordings out of. I don't know. He wants to make videos. He wants to make League videos. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to buy some like really like hardcore video software editing," and I was like, "You could probably just use like iMovie."
Yeah, no, 100%. For slapping easy stuff together, like you're like it's you don't need anything more than that. It's pretty full featured.
I told him, like, he was like, "Oh, I think I need one of like the pro level." I was like, "That's if you're making a literal movie."
Yeah, like the stuff that I'm using to make literal TV shows.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, unless I am like producing a thing, I'm gonna use like the most lo-fi software I can.
Yeah.
I have like 3 audio workstations installed on my computer for different reasons, but for as long as possible, I was just using QuickTime to record my audio until I got an XLR mic. And QuickTime is so low featured, you can't tell it to record mono. You have to record in stereo. So I used a piece of software so shitty you can't tell it to record on a normal mic until it didn't let me do what I needed to do. And I think that's the way to do it, honestly.
Yeah.
If he wants to learn these things, that's also great.
Right.
But he shouldn't feel the pressure to dive into them.
Yeah.
If he's just like getting started with it. I don't know. I was also fortunate enough to like get hired at Apple at a young age, so I've had Final Cut for free for like ever.
Yeah.
So it's been nice to have that. But most of the shit that people are saying like I need that for, iMovie can do it.
Yeah. I swear he could just do it on his iPad. I just teach him how to do it.
Yeah. No, honestly, I used iMovie on my iPhone and iPad anytime I had to make like a little video for something. Just throw it together. I don't care that much. Just put it together. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so on the video production side, my work on Pantheon has concluded. Big sad. Not working on Pantheon anymore. Finished up the work I was doing there. Have already interviewed for another TV show.
Good.
No idea what's going to happen. The interview was about a week ago, so I sent a follow-up email. They're good about saying whether you do or don't get something. But here, I have a theory. Sorry that I'm waving a lighter around. It was next to me and I'm fiddling with it.
You're fine.
I'm not gonna burn my apartment down.
That's very good. I was wondering what it was because it's like one of those little clip lighter things. I thought for a second it might have actually been like a vape pen, and I was like, this is very surprising.
Yeah.
Lighter makes more sense.
3 days watch it after a kid and Colin is driven to vape. The constitution of this man is underwhelming. No, so I foresee a problem in my near future. And this problem is both the best and worst possible case scenario for what's going on. So on one hand, Pantheon is over. I'm interviewing to work on another show as an assistant animatic editor. I have no idea how that's going to shake out. I am technically qualified,
right?
But, you know, it's whatever.
Right.
That's one thing I got going on. Hoping to hear back from that in like a week or two. I know it takes a few weeks for them to nail these things down. 2, still no word on what's going on with Adam and Ben from Greatest Generation because their producer left for their new Star Trek show, the podcast, and I sent them what I think was the best cover letter in history. I am extremely qualified for that particular job. Been to their shows, met him a few times, all that good stuff. Big friend of DeSoto over here. When I followed up with them after a week, they were like, hey, we're going to tell everyone either yes or no. Still nothing. Okay, cool. Whatever. There's only 2 of them in that operation. I totally understand if like time. And also like they had to go to Star Trek Las Vegas. They got screeners for Lower Decks. They had to go to the premiere. I imagine their month got more fucked up than our month, even though ours revolved around a literal funeral. So maybe not the best comparison to make.
They were busy, like the rest of us humans.
They were busy. Now, third thing, my day job. I think most people know I'm not particularly enthused about my day job. That's fine. Get to work from home. It's pretty lo-fi. Get to do a lot of technical writing, which is fun. I like doing that stuff. I like to tell other people they're bad at writing and then do a better job when I am capable of doing so. See my Silmarillion scripts. So my friend is now my boss. So like we'll play games and stuff all the time, and we'll like talk shit about work and yada yada yada. But there is a plan in the works to eventually, once a position opens up, move me into a position where I do not need to actively work with clients and can instead just sort of run documentation and training, which is great because I don't just have to sit here waiting for a phone to ring. I just get to do my work and be done. And it would come with a pretty substantial raise when it happens.
That'd be nice.
So you got potential TV job. No idea how the schedule is going to work on that too, because it's West Coast and I wouldn't be freelance; it'd be full time.
Right.
Got potential podcast job. Got upcoming potential shift and day job. What always seems to happen to me is these three things are all going to pop off at the same fucking time, and I'm terrified. I really feel like all of these things are going to happen right next to each other.
The ideal situation is that you get all three offers at the same time and you can compare and contrast.
That would be wonderful. This is why I say it would be, if they all happen at the same time, best case scenario, also worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Because here's the next job. So the show Pantheon, I mean, I can't say a lot about it, but it is, the news that's out there, it is an hour-long animated drama on AMC, which is very weird.
Yeah.
So, like, The Walking Dead people are coming out with a Walking Dead style show. By style, I just mean long-form, big budget, yada, yada, yada. Weird sci-fi. The other show I'm looking at probably wouldn't have the same budget, and if I'm full-time, I probably wouldn't get as paid same hourly rate as being freelance. I also imagine being a podcast editor would not pay a bunch. I don't know. Just guessing, basing on my podcasting experience, but I don't know. I don't know these things.
Great faces.
Yeah. Audio medium, nailed it here. So I'm just like, if one of these side gigs comes up, they are much more time intensive than what I did on Pantheon, and I'm just like, ooh, will that be balanceable with my day job? Because with Pantheon, it was just like work 10, 20 hours a week, fine, get a little extra money. This could potentially be a lot more disruptive.
Yeah.
My friend / boss is also like very aware I am applying to other things, other places, and he knows that if I get a better deal, I'm out.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't know that I can get a better deal than my day job. So I'm just like, don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, that's the hard part. Like, you just got to wait and see. Like, there is nothing that you can do except for wait.
I'm just sort of, just sitting.
Stewing in your shit.
I just stewing in my shit, much like your daughter when Rebecca went to check on her nap.
Yep.
No, it's a good problem to have options. I am assuming that I have these options. None of these things might pan out, and I just might die here.
I mean, geez, I guess anything is possible.
Way to dream big,
that
Colin.
Reach for the stars.
Yeah. All right, so that's that's what's on my plate. That's just the dread I'm dealing with. And why August? All the years have flown by this month. It feels weird to be at the end of August, but when I look back, like Halo Infinite.
You just said all the years have flown by this month.
Boy, that tells you what Popeyes is doing to my brain.
I couldn't let it slide. I'm so sorry.
You shouldn't. You had a responsibility, and you lived up to it. So I feel like every month this year has flown by pretty quickly, much like last year. August is the first month where I look back, and I'm like, oh my God, so much happened this month.
Yeah. I set myself a reminder for every last Friday of the month to jot down some notes for my end of year review, because otherwise I don't remember anything that happened. And it came up today and I was like, oh, fuck. A, I don't even know where to start. B, I don't think I remember anything that happened. And like, it just, this month, so much happened and none of it stayed in my brain.
Yeah, like we should be, we're sitting here lamenting about how this month has been so long and dense, but all we've talked about is funny baby and maybe job crisis for Colin. Not much else has come up.
That's because I don't remember anything that happened, Colin. It just kept going, though.
Well, let's try to take it week by week real quick, because I remember last week of July was I reintroduced myself to soda. Did I tell you about Halo Infinite? did we get that on the show? Because
Yeah.
I played Halo Infinite.
Oh, I don't know if we got it on the show, but you definitely told me about it.
Well, because that was sort of what made me realize how long this month was. I'm preparing to do a monthly news recap for another show, and I'm like, oh, I probably talked about Halo Infinite last month. No, I didn't. That was end of July, and it feels forever ago.
Yeah.
But that took us into August.
Yeah.
Fuck. What happened my first week of August? First week of August, what happened for you?
You're actually kidding, right? I don't remember anything. Oh my God.
What?
You know what happened to me in the first week of August?
What?
My 10-year anniversary.
At Apple? Oh,
No, with Charles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that tells you my perspective is wrong. I think I told you happy anniversary because I remembered.
Yeah, I
which
mean,
is strange.
We had dinner,
Yeah.
It was
That
a thing.
is. I don't know what happened. Nothing happened this month.
Nothing happened.
Oh,
No,
shit.
I'm telling you, a lot of things happened this month. I just don't remember any of them.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can take stock of it.
I went into my calendar because I have stuff there. So that's how I remembered it was my anniversary. Because sorry, this thing is beeping at me because the battery's dying and it's driving me crazy. So I'm just plugging it.
That's fine.
All right. So in the month of August, it was the first week of August was my anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Charles and I went out, which was really lovely. Then that weekend, the first full weekend in August, I went to my parents' house. And then when I got home, we had our first daycare tour, because we're thinking about putting Ellie in daycare. And then a couple of days later, actually the day after that, you came, and then I flew out to Colorado. And then a bunch of stuff happened on the 18th. We did a second tour daycare. I got my chimney inspected, and we did a landscaping estimate.
Mm-hmm.
So that was all on the 18th. And then I worked. Charles' birthday was the next weekend after that, which was last weekend. And then this week was really wild in terms of work. It was all over the place. And then I worked super early today.
Yeah, see, that's a lot of stuff to process and do. But yeah, when we put it together, it's like, it doesn't seem like a crazy month, but holy shit, it feels like it.
So the reason it doesn't sound like a crazy month is that I just told you all the things that I did on my days off. That doesn't include the 40 hours of work that I did every time. Like, I haven't had a day at home.
Yeah. That's rough.
It sucks. I hate
and
that.
now you have to spend your day home talking to me.
Ugh. Gross.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What did I have to do? I mean, a lot of my mind was sucked up with the end of Pantheon because, again, can't say any specifics about the show. It's just, man, I got to work on the one of the last, the last episode that is going into production at this point, and I took on a little more responsibility with it because they were like, we want to get you familiar with these processes, and so just dealing with what I thought of the project itself and then taking on extra work. That was about a week that took up a lot on my mind. Oh, also felt like a lot because I didn't do any Dice Populi work for July, and then suddenly I was back into it in August. Did the thing with you, and Rebecca, she's nervous, like I said, she seemed a little anxious at first. It felt like she kept trying to talk me out of going, which is weird. She's like, if you can't go, just don't go. And I'm like, I'm trying to go. Because she was like, hey, can we go? You guys, you texted us hey, can you guys watch my kid? Ha 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 ha, crying. That's not actually what you typed, but that's what I read.
It was very close. I remember what I typed. I said was, oh, you guys, thanks so much for wanting to drive 2.5 hours to come watch my kid for 3 days. Ha 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 ha, crying. Yeah.
And so she was like, she agreed to it. I saw the text and I'm like, so it's rattling them out of my brain, but I'm sitting here I'm going to have to do a ton of Dice Populi and Pantheon work at the same time. That's going to happen. Like I said, everything comes together at the same time. And then she was like, let's do this thing. I'm like, that's going to be a tough weekend for me. And she took that as, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And those are not the same statement, because the next day I got a bunch of deadlines and I'm like, yeah, it's all due this weekend.
Yeah.
So it was just a week of me trying to say I need to figure shit out, and her being like, then don't go. And I'm like, no, I just need to figure shit out. And I did. It was fine. I worked it out. I just had to get there.
Yeah.
And then we got back. Originally we were going to stay till Saturday morning and drive back, but in the middle of Friday I was like, so wait, why are we staying till tomorrow morning? And she was like, oh, that's a good question. I'm like, no, because Charles was going to be home tomorrow morning, right? So we're not watching her. And she's like, no, we're not watching The Kid. We're staying because I'm like, okay, I was not involved in making these plans. I need you to help me out here. She's like, I have no idea. I'm like,
Yeah.
we should probably go home tonight then, wake up and enjoy our Saturday. So we did that. And on Saturday morning, she slept in. I went out on a walk, and I'm like, I'm going to take a nice walk because Saturdays I don't do a lot of workout stuff. And then I'm going to go back. Rebecca, she started playing some Destiny. So we're going to play some games. We're going to watch some TV shows. It's going to be great. And I got a text from my brother. Why is dad in the hospital? I said, what the fuck? And then that was my Saturday.
Oh, no.
He's fine. But it was just like,
Yeah.
all right, here we go. Back at it. So glad we got home.
I'm glad you got
Friday
home
night.
too.
Yeah, no, he's fine, but it was just like that became the thing of the day.
That's pretty wild. I actually forgot to tell you part of as you said that, part of the experience that I had in Colorado. So we flew out Friday.
Not the drama, the experience. We don't want to oversell what we've got here.
Flew out on Friday. We were supposed to fly back Sunday, and I was not working on Monday, which meant that I was going to get home Sunday night, wake up at home, have an entire day with Ellie, reset my clock, go to work on Tuesday. What actually happened is that my mom went to the hospital on Sunday, and we had to change all of our flight and our hotel and our rental car, and we had to get Maria to work on Monday last minute, and it was really wild. She is also fine. Everything is also fine, but it just turned into like this huge thing. And then I really do love my mom, like a lot. And I also really need space from her because she's a very different personality than me. And when we were flying out there, she was like, oh, like, you know, we'll stay in the same hotel room. And I was like, nope, like I'm going to book my own hotel room. She was like, it's so expensive. And I was like, yeah, and it's worth every cent.
Yes.
And so I booked my own hotel room, and I super needed that. But when she ended up going to the hospital, she was like, oh, like, we have to close out the hotel. Like, we can't stay here another night. We should stay at your uncle's house, which is like a very weird parallel universe to the house I grew up in, which is also weird for me to go back to now because I am now like a full-fledged adult who like has her own life, and it is not the one that I grew up in. And like I was at my uncle's house, and like it was all the same smells and like the same like, you know, 30, 45-year-old bottles of, you know, sunscreen and stuff. You know what I mean?
I
like,
did not think you were going to say sunscreen.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And I was just like, this is so weird. And so my mom, like, I was already stressed out because I had to deal with trying to fix everything. And I was really anxious about not going home. And like Charles had a whole day. Like, I just really wanted to see Eleanor. Like, I had to work on Tuesday, and I had planned because that was the first time I'd ever spent a night away from her, and it was 2 nights. And so I was going to spend like 24 hours, like I was going to fucking nap in her crib with her. You know what I mean? Like I had full plans on like not letting her leave my side for the day. And then to have to make the decision, my mom was like, no, you should go. Like there's family here. And I was like, I'm not leaving you in Colorado and flying back to New Jersey. But like I had to make the decision between taking care of my mom or taking care of my baby. And that was shitty. Didn't like that. So I stayed, but she was like, we should stay at your uncle's house. I was like, absolutely not. She was like, okay, well then we should, you know, get one hotel room. Like we should close out of one of the rooms and then stay in the other one. And I was like, and then she was like, I just really don't want to be alone. And I was like,
that is not what I would ever want to hear.
I can't say no to that. So the last 24 hours that we were in Colorado, we were in the same hotel room together, and she wasn't feeling well, and it was very stressful.
Oh, man. And you didn't have your noise-canceling headphones.
No.
Oh, my God.
And I needed them.
That's so bad for so many reasons
Yeah.
for multiple people.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
sucks.
there were 2 beds, so we weren't like sharing a bed. I think I would have just straight up said no. If she we were trying to share a bed, I think I would have just said like, I'm really sorry you don't want to be alone, but
Listen, I know there's another bed, but we should close out of one bed and stay in the other one. I don't want to be alone right now. Mom, you just don't get it. You don't get it. Yeah, no, that's that's roughy. That's a big oofta right there.
Yeah, it was.
This is me being good at relating to a friend in emotional crisis.
Yeah, no,
Rusky
exactly.
and Big Oofta have been really dominating my emotional gamut.
So yeah, I mean, that was part of the weirdness. And like, I had to work on Tuesday. And of course, like, I was fine. I was still on Eastern time until Sunday. And then that extra day just threw me. And then I was on whatever, Central Time or whatever it is. Mountain Time.
Yep. Oh, boy.
So that was a whole lot. I'm sorry. I'm glad your dad is okay.
No, he's fine. And it sounds like your mom is fine.
Yeah.
So
Everyone's fine.
what's he gonna do? I'm also like similar to like, are you gonna be okay going on this trip? And this is not me ragging on Rebecca. This is just me. This is purely me like just trying to contrast our personalities for the sake of a good story. But like, I think that you, as well as many people I'm close to, are aware, I do not have particularly close relationships to my family. They aren't bad relationships. They're just like, they're not close. And that's fine. I see them when I see them. I do not go to all the holiday things because why would I? Nobody likes going to them. I'm the only one who says it. So I'm the asshole. But guess what? I don't have to go to Thanksgiving. Worth it. You would buy an extra hotel room just to not hang out with your mom? That's everyone in the world. That's so normal. It's so healthy to say that and do that. Everyone's a coward. No, I'm going down a bad path here. But like, so I get back to the apartment after my walk and I'm like, so my dad's in the hospital. And I say it very blasé. Because like I understand he's also not in like physical danger or anything. Right. It's just a situation. And I'm like, and she's like, you got to do this. You got to do this. Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. She's like really trying to take care of me, like very sweet, very thoughtful. And I'm just like, nah, it's fine. Like, you get that it's fine, right? Like it is okay. And it's fine. Like if nobody is like in danger of dying or like begging for help, then there's not even much I can do. Worrying about it doesn't accomplish anything, and I'm not innately driven to worry the way a lot of people are. So I'm just kind of just like trying to let her calm down. I'm like, hey, I can't even see him until this time in the day, so fuck it. Let's just go watch Mr. Robot and just pretend it doesn't exist. Not for me, for you, because I don't want to talk about it for 7 hours when it won't accomplish anything. I did feel bad though, because she volunteered to come with me. And halfway to the next city over, she realized she did not have her phone. And I ended up talking to my dad for 2 hours while she sat in the parking lot in a city she is unfamiliar with no means of contact or entertainment at all. So I felt real bad about that one. She was super chill about it. I bought her some snacks to make up for it because that's all she asked for, and I'm like, oh, got off easy on that one. If anyone made me sit in a car for 2 hours without anything to do, I'd murder that person. I wouldn't talk to them again. And she was super chill about it.
I would have honestly, I probably would have made you give me your cell phone.
Yeah, no, she did take my Apple Watch. Okay. I don't know why, but I was just trying to fiddle with checking, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, here you go, whatever. And then after she walked away, I'm like, I don't have cellular on my Apple Watch.
I was about to ask.
And I can't text myself.
Right.
And she can't text me. I don't know what this accomplishes. Apparently, she tried to get close to the hospital Wi-Fi, but my phone wasn't on the hospital Wi-Fi. So I think both of us were just like in a panic, like, oh, we need to do something. And then after we're both like, oh, this accomplished nothing.
Yep.
Oops.
Miserable.
Yeah. On a fucking bright side, though, I think I may have told the story last month about an automated litter box.
Yes,
experiment.
You did. Your new one was on the way.
Yeah, because last month I had gotten one that Jayla took to pretty quickly, and I was like, this is going to work out great. And then Odo finally started using it. And as I've been saying to everyone, and may have even said on the show, he is too powerful.
Yes.
It could not withstand him. The force of nature. That is my cat's butt. And so I returned it. That was a $150 automated litter box. It was fine. Just I had too much cat. So I was like, weirdly enough, like to go to the next caliber of automated litter box, you jump from like the $100, $200 range to the $500 range. Bought a $500 automated litter box. I've never been so grateful for a purchase of $500 before.
That's
and
amazing.
I'm talking to someone who spends a lot of time on his many $500 Xboxes over the year. This thing is amazing. It's like the actual box itself is a giant ball. And like right after they go to the bathroom, it rotates, all the litter falls into a grate, and then it just leaves the clumps, and then it hides the clumps away in an anti-stink box, and then it puts all the litter back, and like even like tilts back and forth to level it out nice and flat. It got full, and my cats at first were like, oh my God, this litter box moves and makes noise. I'm not safe. I don't like it.
Yeah.
As usual, Jayla got used to it quickly, and then Odo got used to it after. It is funny because it is, I think I sent you a picture of what it looks like when their heads are poking out of it. It looks very silly. It's just a big plastic ball, and like Odo looks very like scared when he's pooping. His eyes are wide and he's just like staring into your soul. Like, I know you know what I'm doing, and I'm not going to let you enjoy it. But after a little bit, they started using it all the time, like way too often. And I'm just like, one of two things is happening. Either I just had no idea the health of my cats.
Right.
And they're very, very sick because they're pooping all the time. Or I was just a monster and didn't clean my old litter box enough, and they would hold it forever. But now they realize that it's always a clean litter box. I'm pretty sure it's the latter because today it was full. It filled up last night. And like an empty gas tank, I'm like, it's got a little extra miles in it. You're fine. And then it stopped being fine. And this morning the cats are leading me out to the living room, and Jayla is meowing like she's crying. It is like it was the most heartbreaking sound I've heard come out of a cat that wasn't in real distress.
Yeah.
But there were 2 whole clumps in the litter box because it didn't run. And they're sitting there like, whoa!
My poop!
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, it was definitely the fact that you guys didn't like dealing with the poopy litter box, because after 2 weeks of pristine treatment, they are so snobby about it. There was nothing in it. Yeah. There were 2 little thingies, and they're sitting there screaming. And so I changed the bag and I pushed the button to flush the litter box, and they're like, okay, sweet, I can poop now. Like, it took them no time at all to really get that. This is like...
Is it like when people get a bidet?
Oh, you mean like the thing that you have?
Oh, Charles installed one in both of our toilets.
Yeah, no, I saw it. It was my first time using a bidet. I only had to go one time when I was down there, but you popped my cherry in that regard.
I hope
I'm
you
glad
didn't
I've
pull
said
up
that
too strong, because it can really squirt.
No, I managed to handle it. But the thought in my brain has always been, it can't possibly get everything. And then afterward, I was like, oh, it possibly can. That's kind of interesting. So, yeah, I basically got a cat bidet.
Yeah.
And unlike me, I walked away from it and I was like, that's cool. It'd be nice to have one of those again. And my cats are like, don't you ever fucking make me go back to fucking triple ply toilet paper, you monster. I am accustomed to a standard of living. They were not happy.
That's so great, though.
Yeah.
I'm
but
glad.
because the cat box takes care of itself, I've been able to move it out of my room for the first time in 5.5 years.
That's gotta feel good, too.
It's wonderful. It's so nice. And Rebecca has to work in the living room. It was her idea. Again, her thing needs to be plugged into a router. Mm-hmm. But, like, it's a way bigger room, and we just put a fan in the window next to it, a fan and air freshener. It's fine. And it's just, like, in my room, my floor is not covered in litter, which is great because I also work out in my room because I don't have a garage that's being configured at very inconvenient times for me. It's just, it's very nice.
That's so great.
Yeah, no, $500, and everybody's like, oh my God, you spent $500 on cat box. And I think you're the one that broke it down to me, like, with how often you have to deal with that is worth the investment. And if this thing doesn't break, oh my God, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you need to get a pet, I know guinea pigs run in the family. I know that's a thing. But if you get a cat, get one of these fucking things.
Yeah.
It'll make it so easy. Cats are already so low maintenance. If you get a cat and then you just have to change a bag once a week, fucking man, done. Amazing.
Yeah.
So good. I love it. I'm really jazzed about this litter box, man. It's so good.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, people at AMC, for enabling me to make this life-changing poop purchase.
That's amazing.
I was wondering if the bidets were part of the house when you bought it, or if you installed them. But
no, Charles installed them. Yeah.
The more you tell me about Charles, the more I get this this strange combination of facts embodied in a single person.
He's a very unique individual.
Extremely.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I mean, aside from the conversations I've had with him, which are mostly video game and your daughter related,
makes sense.
Like the 2 biggest facts sticking out at him, the 3 things are: he's a doctor, loves earwax, will not settle for anything less than a super soaker up the butt.
Well, What's funny is that when he was buying them, I was like, are you going to get one that has like the drying or like the heated water thing? He was like, no. And I was like, why is that such an obvious no?
Yeah.
Like, if you're taking the first step, why don't you just get one that dries your butt, too? I don't understand.
Yeah.
He was like, why would I do that? I was like, oh, yeah, whatever.
And this is a conversation I was having with some of my friends on Xbox, one of whom was explaining his bidet stuff, and he had made some remark about the bidet making a mess, and I'm like, you can't glide past that sentence. You can't, that's not the purpose of the thing. And it eventually came down to the fact that, like, if you don't adjust the pressure just right, it's not a poop mess, it's a water mess. I'm so sorry, anybody listening to this, but it's a water mess. And so the one time I used it at your house, I was like, oh, wow, that worked. I see what he meant. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Nope, I understand.
Yep. The first time we turned it on upstairs, the bathroom faces like a wall that's relatively close to it because there's a shower stall kind of thing situation.
Yeah.
And it just shot all over that wall. And we were like, and Charles like pulled it on. I was like, Charles, I'm not going to put that anywhere near my butt. He was like, no, you just pull it up. I was like, no, thank you. So I was the Odo in this situation.
I'm going to need to watch you use this for a couple weeks before I let it go anywhere near my butt.
Yeah.
I know that podcasts don't work this way, but I would hate if anyone started the conversation right here. Oh, man. Oof.
Yeah.
It's been a good month, though. Busy.
Yeah.
But
a lot of, I mean, there was a lot of good in it. I'm trying really hard to like, because Charles is currently out of town. He went to New Hope, which is a really cute town in Pennsylvania, about an hour away. He was
Is it
supposed
right next
to
to the town of Empire Strikes Back?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was a good joke, though.
Thanks.
You can tell because I told you it was a good joke, and I didn't laugh even a little bit.
Not even. You didn't even smile. You just like tried to shut me down. You became Consuela from Family Guy.
No,
he's not funny.
Oh, jeez. He was supposed to go to the league finals. He like got tickets for himself randomly, and then they decided not to have it in person, so they didn't do it anymore. So he was like, "Well, I have the time off already." Yep. And like I had a whole plan, like I should really do something with it. I was like, just like go take yourself out for a weekend. So he is not home today. He will not be home tomorrow. He's coming home on Sunday, which means that like I have this evening to myself and Ellie is in bed, which is great. And I am fighting because I got up so early. Like all I want to do is go to bed right now. And I feel like I absolutely cannot do that.
Okay. So let's think about this for a sec. You love to sleep.
I do.
And you love to sleep. You're very good at it.
I'm less good than I used to be, but I'm good at sleeping. I did get myself something on Amazon also. It's called, hold on, let me actually look at what it's actually called. I want to say it's called the Sleep Pod.
Is it that thing that you put on your head and then you stick your arms in the side so you look like a toad from Mario?
No, it's called the Sleep Pod. Here, I'm going to send you a quick little link here. It is basically a swaddle for adults. Dude, my text messages still haven't updated.
Yeah, texting on Mac is terrible.
All right. Let me send it to you. Jesus Christ. The last thing it thinks I sent you was your 20 questions from
That's
the
weeks
5th.
ago.
The 5th. It's 22 days ago.
Wasn't that your anniversary?
Oh, yeah, my anniversary. I didn't answer. You said, is it man-made? Or you said yes to is it man-made, and then I didn't respond after that.
That's because after that we had a conversation about how much you hate 20 questions as a concept.
That makes sense, because I still do.
The answer was chicken nugget, by the way. I tried to keep it simple.
Oh, yeah, I think you did tell me that.
Yeah. I haven't been holding on to that for a month. I'm fine.
So anyway, it's an adult sleep sack where it's basically like, instead of a weighted blanket, it's like a sleeping bag with no zipper that just like hugs you when you sleep.
Nice.
And it's very good.
That seems like a Laura. Oh, you have it already?
Yeah, I bought it on Monday. It was here on Wednesday.
Let me click on this link you sent me.
It's on sale on Amazon right now.
Yeah, it does look like exactly what you described. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got a little flap at the bottom? You can stick your feet out of it when you got to go walking around on your feet, which is what they're used for. That's great. Now, that seems like a very you kind of purchase. Anyway, what I'm getting at here is I understand the pressure to say, I have time for myself. I should do something for myself. But what could you do? And this is not rhetorical. What kind of stuff could you do for yourself right now that would benefit you or enrich you or make you feel better and not just satiate the pressure?
Well, so here's the thing. Part of it is that, like, the struggle of being a mom for me
Mm-hmm.
is the same struggle as everybody, but like it's that I just don't have time, right? I don't have time for myself. I don't have time to do anything. And the several times that I have like reached my breaking point and been like, Charles, like I need you to take this human child far, far away so that I can like be myself
Ellie
for
and
half
I
an
need
hour.
separate hotel rooms. It's very important
It's
that we
super
have separate
important.
hotel rooms.
She even says it. I am so exhausted at that point that all I can do is sleep. And so like I'll nap for whatever. But like, you know, that feels like the thing that I need to do to survive and not the thing that I want to do for myself. However, you're right. Like, what do I really want to do right now? My options are, which I think I'm going to do, I think this is what I'm going to start with, which is I'm in pajamas already because like, who the fuck doesn't get into the pajamas as soon as they walk in the door?
I'm nodding vigorously.
I think I'm going to plug in the shiatsu massage pillow that Charles got me for Mother's Day.
Nice.
I think I'm going to pour a glass of wine and I'm going to watch something. Now, the something is important. Like I started Modern Family. That's very funny.
It's so good.
Big fan. Big fan. I don't know if that's really what I'm in the mood for right now. So I'm afraid that
it is a fast-paced comedy that, like, if you're trying to relax and get a massage and get a wine, you're going to miss a lot of the little quick-hit jokes.
Right. Like, I don't think that's really what I want. So now I think I'm just going to sit there and, like, oh, you know what? I think C just started. C season 2.
Yeah, it did. I was thinking of watching that tonight instead of playing Destiny because I am a slave to Bungie's whims.
Yeah, that makes sense. I might do that. I might watch C. I might watch Charmed on Netflix because the 3rd season just came out. It's really hot trash. I told you about this, right? I think we talked about it in an episode.
Yeah, you did. That was what I was going to say. Is after you pour the wine, like I thought for sure the first thing you were going to say is I'm going to watch complete garbage. So yeah, no, that works.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want garbage.
That makes sense. I've sort of been dealing with this myself because I think I complain a lot about the fact that I don't have enough time to do all the things I want to do, which me talking to a mother of a baby is probably an insensitive thing to really talk about. But
I just spent 16 hours playing Halo in one day, and I don't have any time to do anything. I took 5 minutes to poop with the door open while Ellie walked between 2 rooms, and that was my private time today.
Oh man, just another aside from when I was at your place, the stairs down from the loft,
very steep,
pretty steep stairs and covered in very plush carpet. First time down, I straight up fell down the stairs, and you and Rebecca were like, ah! I had to carry Ellie up and down those stairs so many times. You should have fucking seen me like clutching her and like bracing against both walls, like trying to like inch down the fucking stairs. Like, it's like if I go down, this kid's going with me, and one of us is not gonna make it. I cannot fall with the kid.
Oh my
god. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's just like staring down the barrel of this potential job thing. In terms of scheduling, the worst case thing I can conceive of is having to keep the day job and then having a full-time job on California time. As far as I'm aware, the responsibilities would not necessarily impact each other in a serious way. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. But could potentially mean a 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. day.
Yeah, that's
for a limited time.
Yeah,
and that sounds like that sounds like absolute hell. But that is like the worst case possibility I have to entertain. Yeah. So for me not having had a side hustle for a week so far, and maybe having another week or two, and I'm going to be on my own this week, and I've made 0 plans.
Nice.
Because of course, and now I'm just like, this is the one week I could have fucking made plans. Yeah. But I didn't, and I'm probably not gonna. So I'm just kind of like, every day I'm like, I need to get this done. I need to get that done. And I'm like, you might be in a position soon where you're not gonna have that flexibility. Take a fucking breath. Like, play your game, enjoy yourself for like a little bit, because it could get real rough real soon.
Yeah.
So
good. I'm glad you're taking that time.
And so when you say like, I don't know what to do tonight, that immediately clicked it as what I've been dealing with day to day, and I'm just like, just don't stress about it, don't overthink it. Do it. Get the sack, get the wine, get the shitty TV. You fucking got this. This is your night until Ellie decides it's not. Then it's not your night anymore, and that's unfortunate.
She, knock on wood, has been really great sleeping overnight, although she did only take 1 nap, so that's not. She sometimes doesn't sleep as well, but she shouldn't like wake up in the middle of the night unless it goes really
she
long.
didn't. I don't think she did that when we were there at all. If she did, you guys took care of it.
No, I mean, if she wakes up in the middle of the night, she wakes up, turns over, and goes, ah, and it wakes me up, and then she goes back to sleep. Like, she doesn't.
I mean, yeah,
yeah,
sure,
she doesn't,
but
like,
I mean, I do that
wake
now.
up, yeah. But she doesn't, like, wake up and, like, need assistance in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
which is good.
I do.
I do too. That's what I'm hoping the sleep sack helps, man. Work on babies.
I'm just imagining you waking up and forgetting about the sleep sack and then falling out of bed and like busting your head on the nightstand, giving up and falling asleep on the floor.
Charles, yeah, that would 100% is what would happen. Charles woke up the morning after I wore it, and I was like, babe, this thing is so great. He turned me, he was like, you're wearing it? And he was like, what would you do if there was like a fire? And I was like, yeah, I thought about that. It would not be great. The one that I have only has one pokey foothold. You can't flap both feet out. So I would definitely.
Ooh, you didn't splurge for the both feet edition?
No. It was like $40 more on Amazon.
It's $40 for an extra foothole?
The one that I got was on like extra sale.
Oh,
so it's like supposed to be like $80. I think I got it for like 50.
Yep.
Which is like still a lot
say,
for like a sleep condom, but you know, whatever.
I was trying to come up with a joke in my head about something. You totally blew it out of my brain with sleep condom.
It's really great, though. It's really great.
Yeah. I just have to decide now because Rebecca's leaving tomorrow, so she's packing. So I got to figure out if she'll have time to do something or if I'm also going to watch or if I want to go and play Destiny with people. One of my friends just got banned from multiplayer for 2 months in Destiny because his internet bounces.
That sucks.
So I helped him set up his new ish to try to stop it, but it's a lot less for me to do in Destiny when one of my regular fire team members can't play stuff. So whop. So yeah, I think I might be looking to a similar night to you, minus the wine, because I'm so cool here with my vape pen.
I mean, also minus the sleep sack, and so sorry about that for you. You should definitely get one.
I do. I run hot, and I hope your electricity bill doesn't reflect that fact as I set your thermostat to 68 or 69 100% of the time I was there. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. We didn't pay you for your time. You may as well use our electricity.
Fair. You did. You gave me a Chipotle gift card. I've already used half of it.
Nice.
But the freaking, like, I've been falling asleep on top of the blanket because when I go to sleep, I'm hot, but then I run the AC. So at some point halfway through the night, I wake up freezing cold. Yeah. The solution is never to get under the blanket. It is to grab the sides of the blanket and flip them over me like a haphazard burrito. So I just fold the blanket over myself in a sleepy state and immediately lose consciousness again. Yeah. So I do not have a sleep sack. I do not live the bougie life that you do. But I do swaddle myself. I do have a $500 litter box, so I guess my priorities are just different. Hey, listen, maybe that's how you break Ellie with potty training. Just start with the litter box. See how that works.
Litter box. Yeah, that pretty
great. Honey, why is Ellie covered in sand? That smells bad. So while I don't have a sleep sack, I do swaddle myself every single night because I don't know how to plan.
That's beautiful.
Man. We've been going for like an hour and 20 minutes. We usually do not riff this long.
I don't usually do this after work because I'm usually too tired. That was the thing, like getting out at 3, I wasn't any more tired than I am when I get out at 5, but I just had 2 extra hours. That was really nice.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, big fan of that.
Yeah.
I should go because it is almost 8:30 and I have to go do a bunch of medication when that clock turns. But this was really super lovely.
Yeah. No, this was nice. This was fun and good. It was really, really nice to like see you in person again.
Yeah, it really was.
That was cool. And like you used to live like it felt like 3 to 4 hours away. You're 2 hours now. That is not that bad.
No, it was never 3 to 4 hours.
It felt like
a long time. Maybe you got stuck in traffic.
Maybe because before it was like you had to go by like New York City to get to you before because you were. Then I just never visited.
You took the wrong way.
Well,
no,
shit.
you definitely visited because we stayed. You gave me all that shit for having no shade on the window that shone directly onto the TV during the day.
Right? Yeah. No, yeah, that was for the Mabim Bam thingy. Yeah. I crashed at your place. My perception of time was a little distorted there, though, because we did get stuck
Yeah,
in Brooklyn at
that's
like
true.
1 a.m.
I got a little nervous about that.
Yeah. I think I just had a skewed perception of time because it took us 3 hours to get to New York City and then like over an hour to get to your place from New York City. Thinking about it now, almost 2 years later, I realize that's not exactly how straight lines work. So
No. Yeah, I mean, I'm just a little
whoops.
bit further south on the same highway, but it's closer to the exit, so it actually takes the same amount of time.
Yeah, no, it
here
was
as it is
basically just cruising on the highway. I think, as I said before, I have an awareness of how just absolutely broken my hips are, just in general. And I've always gotten uncomfortable driving for a long period of time. And now I'm like, oh, that's my hips that hurt. And then we got out at a rest stop. I did like 2 stretches I learned from yoga. And I'm like, my hips are better. Wild. So wild. Also, fucking update.
Awesome.
Progress has slowed a little bit, which is kind of normal, but I've lost over 40 pounds.
Holy shit, dude.
Yep. I've
That's
lost over 40 pounds this
amazing.
year. Still thought 40 pounds would look like more than what I have lost. Pretty surprised, but I almost have visible abs. I'm so close.
That's impressive.
Really doubting whether it's worth it, but I'm really close.
Well, you got to
am I
get
gonna
them, and
do
then
it?
you'll figure out if it's worth it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I told Rebecca earlier today that I was planning to take some time off in December. She's like, oh, yeah? Who are you going to spend it with? And then I was like, well, on December 8th, Halo Infinite comes out. And she was like, oh, well, fuck. She was ready to get all on my case about it. But, oh, I have to tell you some terrible news about Halo Infinite. Like, this is not a joke. This is terrible news.
Oh, isn't there no co-op campaign?
Correct.
Yeah.
When it launches, you can't play co-op. That'll come at the beginning of season 2, which I believe is going to be 3 months after.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
like the multiplayer is so fucking amazing that I honestly might just see if I can avoid spoilers and not play the campaign until I can play it with people. Because, like, I want to play it with you. I want to play it with Pat. I want to play it with Rebecca.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to play this game unless I play it with my homies.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry I said that word. I'm sure it sounds bad coming out of my mouth, but it's how I feel about it. And so we'll see what happens. Definitely taking the week off, though.
Yeah. The way you said that really reminded me of Jason from The Good Place. And I know that you started The Good Place and it really didn't catch you, but Charles and I just finished it. And we are in complete agreement that I don't think I've ever watched a show that had a better series wrap up. Like, we loved the whole show. He didn't watch the first season. He started about a third of the way through season 2. And like
that's where I dropped off,
and was like immediately like got wrapped up into it. And then it just gets better, and then they just like, it's just great. Like, so many series finales, either like it gets really rough beforehand, or they like don't cover things, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
They just did such a great job with the series finale. So I know that it's not your show, but if you have time,
I've been thinking about going back to it because
I think it's worth it.
It's the same folks at Parks and Rec.
Yep.
Another like all-time amazing series finale. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is wrapping up its final season, and man, I was like, and I keep saying this to Rebecca. I was like, hey, I understand that with the shift in cultural dialogue, writing a comedy about cops has got to be really tough. I understand why they want to end the show.
Agreed.
6 episodes into the season, I'm like, they're doing such a fucking good job.
I'm only
that, like, they got to keep going.
I'm 3 episodes into the final season.
It is just consistently amazing.
Ugh, I love that
like
show
the
so
same
much.
way that Parks and Rec was like really lampooning politics. Like Leslie was running for office same time as Obama, so they got a lot in there.
Yeah.
This is doing the same thing with police, and it's fucking great. They got John C. McGinley from Scrubs as a police union head, and I love him so much. Dr. Cox from Scrubs, he's fucking incredible.
Yep.
But, I mean, that's about to end that show, so I'm expecting, just like Good Place, just like Parks and Rec, we're probably going to get another, like, all-time series finale here.
Yeah.
I don't want to put that kind of pressure on it, but, like, my love for Brooklyn Nine-Nine as it gets better and better and better is making me say, like, I should go back to Good Place.
You should go back to Good Place. Yeah.
I think what ruined it for me was 2 things. One, everyone was like, it's a show about morality. I'm like, it's a show about being nice, and they use the word morality. Those are 2 different things. But then also, the big twist at the end of season 1, I saw it coming very soon, and knowing a twist is coming does not necessarily ruin it. I don't believe that is the case, but I didn't find a whole lot to latch onto aside from them building to it. So when it happened, I was just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's only 4 seasons, so I should give it another shot.
I think you should give it another shot.
Before we wrap up, though, I do need to remind you of a pact that neither you nor Rebecca have followed up on.
That's true.
Because a while ago, you tried to start Letterkenny and had a bad time.
Yeah.
And Rebecca tried to start Battlestar Galactica and had a bad time.
Yeah.
And I watched you with my human eyeballs. You touched your human hands together and shook them and said, you will watch Letterkenny if she will watch Battlestar Galactica.
We did do that.
So I'm very excited that this is going to happen.
Yes, you are going to have to continue to remind me of that because I did, in fact, completely forget that we did that.
Yeah,
but
neither of you have. Yeah, I'm going to wait till Rebecca and I are done with Mr. Robot and you're done. I don't know. You're never.
I'm never going to be done yet. No, just when you're done, remind me.
Yes, when I'm done, I'll remind you. But for now, let me stand in your way no longer. Please go enjoy Becoming a Wine Burrito as you fall asleep to Charmed.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, very cool. Well, it was. This is a fantastically fun conversation. Love seeing you.
Yeah.
Really happy to talk.
Yeah. Good month. Bumpy month, yeah, but good month, I will say.
Good bumpy month. That's what my dad always said in the hospital.
Oh, no. No, we can't end like that. Jesus.
Why can't I have nice things?
You have a $500 kitty litter. That is a nice thing, Colin.
This is what you're going to throw in my face. Anytime I complain about the status of my life, you have a $500 litter box. Be grateful.
No, if I were you, I 100% would have made that same purchase. 10 of the 10 times.
It's very good. All right. You have a wonderful night, Laura. I will talk to you soon.
Sounds good. All right.
Bye.
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 How You Doing is a Common Geeking Program production. Starring Laura Becker and Colin Ketchen, with editing and original music by Colin. You can see and hear more at the website podfriend.pizza, or follow HousePod on Instagram for a real-life look at their friendship. If you enjoy the show, spread the love. Tell a friend, share your favorite episodes, and remember to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Colin and Laura will talk to you again on the first Monday of every month. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.
Come and be